What's up, tubers? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you again. I got the same hat, same shirt on as I did a few days ago. What's going on, man? The beauty of recording, right? Hey guys, tonight we're going to go ahead and we are going to finish up Lake Brownwood. Finally, we've done all the Google Earth stuff. So if you missed those, go check out the Lake Breakdown playlist out on the channel. We also did the other Navionics video last time. And so this is really going to be the final video for Lake Brownwood. I thought we had a lot more spots than we did, on this final video, but it's really going to be fairly short, not nearly as long as the last one, but we still have some really good stuff in there that I want to make sure that I share with you guys. So stick around. Let's see what we can find. Here we go. Let's go ahead and wrap up Lake Brownwood today. So if you've been following along, we've already done the Google Earth videos, so make sure to go out and check out our playlist for lake breakdowns on our channel. That will actually show you all the different lake breakdowns that we've done. We've actually done 65 different lakes in Texas so far, a couple in Louisiana, some in Oklahoma as well. So we're really starting to spread out, so make sure to go check that out on the lake breakdowns. And then while you're at it, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We take all of these waypoints that you see here on the screen plus the Google Earth stuff. We put it all together into a file for you. We put it on an SD card, and then you basically just plug it into your graph, and you've got all these in here as waypoints. So really, really good stuff. You've also get the tracks for your creek channels. I'm telling you, it'll change the way you fish. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Last time we covered this lake, we started at the dam. We worked our way up to the north side. We came down the west side. And then we finished right here at the end, back in here, and this is where we're going to start today. So that's where we're going to look at. And I think we can get this thing finished up in 2 videos from the offshore standpoint. So let's talk about this first spot that we're looking at right here. So first thing that really caught my attention was submerged vegetation. I haven't seen a lot of that stuff on these lake breakdowns when I was doing the other side for Navionics. I don't remember seeing any type of submerged vegetation. So if I see that, that gets me excited. I love fishing around grass and stuff like that. So look in here, but I really like the way this whole thing sets up. So look out here off the edge of this point, right where I have the marker that's right here. And then also pull up and fish right in here as well. This looks like a good spot to fish as well. So looking at both those spots, and then let's keep moving back here and see if we can find anything offshore really to focus on. Next spot would be right in here. Someone put a fishing or diving hotspots right in that area. If you look, you've got a creek channel that comes over here. You've actually got like a little underwater point that comes out here. It's just like about a foot, 2 foot higher than everything else that's around there. So you're looking at the edge of the point there with the little creek bed. So that could have some potential. I would definitely check it out, especially since, normally I'd look at it, I'd be maybe a little bit hesitant to put a mark there just because it doesn't look that significant. But if someone else puts a mark there that says to go check it out, that definitely makes me want to look at it. It means at least a couple people have looked at it and thought, hey, we need to go check this one out. So moving in here, if you look, this little creek bed swings around. This point looks pretty good. It's fairly close to the creek bed. It's got some pretty good drops. I would go look at that point for sure. Anytime we're talking about migration routes for these fish, if they're out here in the summer, they may come, or let's say they're out here in the winter, that may be one of their first stopping spots that they come to. Then they may come here. That might be their second stopping spot before they start coming back in here and spawning. So anytime you see those little secondary points, you want to fish them. And if you see creek beds or creek channels or river beds or whatever it is, any kind of thing like that, close to that point, fish it. Fish it, fish it, fish it. Do not overlook it. All right, so we're going to keep coming up here, and we're going to see the same thing, right? What I just talked about. You've got a riverbed coming through here, and it's really close to a point. You're going to have to fish that point. You've just got to. Fish that point, but also nice submerged bridge right here. This one's in 30-something feet, so a lot deeper, more of a wintertime, summertime thing, but a really good bridge for you guys to fish down there as well. Moving up here, we've got another bridge that's up here. This one's in about the same depth. So you're going to have a blast one day if you go out there and you find them on one of those bridges, because as soon as you find them on that bridge, they're going to be on the other bridge too. And then that's just going to be an all-day adventure of just catching big toads. So definitely go look at those bridges. Moving on over here, Didn't see too much back in here. This is Starkey Bay, it looks like. But you've got some flooded timber, so that's cool. Definitely want to look around that flooded timber. And if this lake is anything like Ivy, when I went out there, you've got the flooded timber. You've also got all the flooded buckbrush that's out there as well. And so really, when you see all that brush, you've got to get all the way out to the outside edge of it. And sometimes you got to go pretty far out to get to the edge of it. But once you get to the edge of it, that's where you want to fish. You want to fish right along the edge of it. So if you're looking in here and you've got flooded timber, see if it's like that. When I think flooded timber, I think big trees and big like logs that are vertical in the water. And for you guys, it's more of the brush type stuff. So make sure you're fishing on the edges of that brush. Don't fish on top of it. It's a pain to fish on top of it. You're gonna get hung up. And you're wasting a lot of time. Either get up on the edge of it or get closer to the bank, but definitely don't fish out there in no man's land. All right, so move on up here. Right here, you've got a really good river swing that comes right here, swings right up against that point, makes a really good turn, so definitely want to be looking right in here. Those 3 docks are going to be primo docks for you guys to check out. Spend some time on those docks. You're going to catch some fish there. Then moving on down through here, I'm just going to stay on this west side, just see if there's anything down here, and then we'll move back up the east side. Right here, you've got a really good spot. It looks like almost like a little point. If you look at it really closely, you do have a little point here, so you've got some rocks that are outside the edge of that point. Now, we may have marked that with Google Earth if we saw some pretty good rocks there, but I still think that's a good spot to look at. We were talking earlier about the migration paths, and them moving back and finding stopping spots. That's a good spot for them to stop at. You've also got some good stuff that's out here. Decent little ledge that's over here. If you notice, if I pull back, you've got a creek bed that comes here and it starts to turn right in this area, almost right where that buoy is. So scan around that buoy, see if you can find anything. That's going to be a little bit deeper spot, right? You're up 14 feet here, or 12 to 13 feet down to about 30 feet, but it looks like it has some potential. You've also got something that's right over here. If you look right here, you got the point that comes out, but you got a high spot on that point. Looks like there's a rock pile someone marked there, but you can tell from a contour perspective something's going on because that thing jumps up about 3 foot from everything else that's around it. So being that it's an underwater point like that, plus it's got a little hump on the end of it, that's going to be a pretty good spot to try to locate some fish. Moving over here as well, if you look, we've got this roadbed, right, that comes through here. And if we follow that roadbed, it makes a really good turn right here. And so it sets up good too because it turns right on the edge of where that little flat ends. So looking right in there, right where I have that marker at, that could have some potential there as well. And then let's keep moving up and see what else we can find up here. We're actually getting pretty close to the dam here. So this video is going to be fairly short. I thought we were going to have a lot more markers, but I guess not. So let's keep moving over here. Some things that we want to look at here, and then actually I'm gonna go back. I want to look at one more spot before we end this one anyways, but looking over here, this looks juicy. Now I don't know if you're able to fish around here. There's a special purpose buoy, maybe it's just hazard, but you've got pipes back in here. You've got rocks that are all in here as well, so it goes from a fairly decent depth to a pretty good, pretty shallow. You've got little rocky points there. I like all this stuff right in here. All of this, there's a pile out there as well. You got other rock piles right in here. You got a little ledge going on there. You just all kinds of good stuff going on right in that area. So spend some time in there. Make sure that you're fishing all the different pieces of cover that are there because they could just migrate from one to the other and it could be a total timing thing. So definitely go in there and check those out. See what you can find. Someone put that there's a pile here. I don't know. It doesn't look too great. But the one thing that I do like, I'm going to go ahead and just mark this, is again, you got a pipe. And I told you earlier, if you find those pipes, fish around them because they can be really good spots to take a look at. So definitely go look at that intake pipe right there. I think it was right in, got to make sure I can find myself here, right? Oops, right there. So my icon color changed on us, trying to throw me off here. Now we're in business. So right there where that intake pipe is. Again, check that out. That's going to be a spot, right, that most people are just going to fly over. They're not even going to pay attention that it's there. You never know, that could be your little honey hole. So then moving up here, I like this bridge that's out here, but it was just too deep for me. 54 feet is just getting a little bit too deep for me. But, I think there are can't remember what kind of bass were in here or not. I'm pretty sure that there's some spotted bass. There's spotted bass, you definitely want to go out there and check it out. But if not, maybe not, maybe not. So moving over here, we're going to go over here by Wild Duck Marina where the boat ramp is. And if you look right underneath their marina, there's a really good ledge going on right here. So you've got a boat ramp or something going on here, and then just right behind it, right off the edge of the main marina there's a really good ledge. So go check that out. You've also got a main river arm that's bending right there, swinging right up against the marina almost in that area. So go check that out. We already talked about those other spots, but let's go down here. And the next spot's going to be right down in this area right in here. So looking at pretty much, you're just kind of following that river arm, but right here off this point. This point looks really good. It looks like there's a pile or some kind of debris right off that point as well. I really like all of that stuff. And another good spot to look if you're really into fishing really, really deep would be way out here where all three of these, or where these two river arms meet and then really join into one. So you could go check that out too. And then that pretty much brings us down to the dam. The one spot I wanted to check out was I was talking to you guys earlier and I noticed it. Let's see if I can find it. I saw a bunch of little black dots and it really caught my eye, and I thought, wonder why I didn't put anything there. And that was right here. So we didn't cover this. I should have covered it, but I didn't. And I didn't really even see this, but go out here and check this out. See where it says there's all these piles? I'm going to put my marker right here in the middle. I'm going to zoom out for you guys too so you can see where I'm at. But we're looking at right here in this area that just something's there. There's some buoys fairly close by, so that'll tell you that you're close to it. But it says there's a bunch of piles right in here. These could be crappie condos, whatever they are, it doesn't matter. Even if they're crappie condos, go fish them if you're a bass fisherman. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth your time. So we're going to go right there, put my marker right there. But that didn't help. I was going to say, and zoom out. So it's a little bit up here. If you're looking where I'm looking at, you're going to have to come down, come up here and get where it starts getting a little bit shallower. And it's going to be right there in that area. So definitely go check that out. Sorry I missed that on the first time, guys. It's always amazing when I go back and I look at these maps. I can go back and break them down multiple times, and I always find something new every time I go out there. I guess that's the beauty of fishing. But anyways, hope this is helping you guys out. Make sure to go out and get yourself a card today, simplisticfishing.com. Hit that subscribe button for the channel. That wraps us up for Lake Brownwood. We're going to keep moving on, find more lakes to break down. If you have some suggestions for me, just send them my way, simplisticfishing@outlook.com. Be more than happy to break down a lake for you. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.